Outer Wilds is one of the most unique and innovative games I've ever played. It has a beautiful world, engaging mechanics, charming characters, and stellar music. I'll be discussing one of the game's core mechanics in detail, analyzing how it works, why it's used by the developers, Mobius Digital, and overall effects it has on the game. If you haven't played Outer Wilds, I highly suggest leaving and playing it before watching the rest of the video. The game is best experienced as blind as possible, and spoilers can ruin large portions of the game. It is widely considered a game you can only play once, so go experience it for yourself. Without further ado, welcome to Death works differently in Outer Wilds. Whenever you die, or 22 minutes elapse, you wake up with nothing except what you've learned up to that point. This works because Outer Wilds is what I would describe as a knowledge-based open-world game. The player can reach anywhere and do anything within 22 minutes of the start, as long as they know how. Every try, the player picks up a little more about the world via visuals, text, and interactions spread throughout. This knowledge enables them to reach areas previously thought impossible as they uncover the carefully crafted world around them. Because progression relies exclusively on knowledge rather than items or abilities, it's difficult to communicate to the player whether they have the info to clear a specific area. This could easily result in the player getting stuck and hyperfixating on a puzzle when the info they need to progress is in a completely different area. However, restarting the player in the same spot and implementing a relatively short time limit mitigates this problem by pulling the player back and adding friction in the form of backtracking. It's more interesting for the player to explore this new area than to retrace their steps just to get stuck on the same puzzle again. This creates a natural lull in the game, where the player scratches at the surface of many different areas. They familiarize themselves with various mechanics and find small pieces of info, but fail to learn practically any important secrets before dying or running out of time. This can be uniquely frustrating. Where to go? What to do? The game doesn't provide any substantial direction, and it feels like very little progress is being made. Many players drop the game during this stage. However, this sets the foundation for the player to start putting together the bigger picture and mastering the game's more complex mechanics. Once the player has explored enough, they start running out of easy discoveries. Necessity forces them to begin using what they've learned more intentionally. They finally discover their first big secret, and it points to another. Using their previous experience as stepping stones, they reach the next one with surprising ease. The game quickly unravels, and there's a building excitement as the player puts the story together and realizes the role they play in it. Some people view the lull brought on by the respawn mechanic as a flaw. It alienates people and results in many never seeing the game through. I can't deny this. However, I believe it's this period where the player must be patient and familiarize themselves with the mechanics and world on their own terms that enables the last hours to be as breathtaking as they are. Hi, I'm Sogamod, and this was my first video. I put a lot of time and effort into this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the respawn mechanic? I'd also love to hear suggestions for how I can improve and other media you'd like me to cover. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll watch the next video I make too.